If you haven't heard this one before, I just needed to write it down for you guys. Man plans, God laughs. This is a Yiddish proverb, and I grew up with my dad saying it quite often. And as an adult, I now understand why. Life is funny like that. We think we can will things into existence. We make all sorts of plans and things go haywire. And I had a learning experience this week that I'm going to share with you guys that really showed me and put things into perspective that, at the end of the day, it's not really us that is making this world go round. It is not us that is bringing about the change in your life. It's ultimately out of your hands. Yes, you are in charge of your own roadmap. You're in charge of your destination and what you're working towards and the aligned actions you're taking. But like I said, we plan and God laughs. And this week, I wanted to share this story with you guys because it really resonates. So I met this woman and I was invited to speak at her vision board event. And I was really excited about it. If you're not familiar with my channel, I created a whole video on a specific manifestation technique I did called Drawing Your Future, all sorts of things to help rewire my subconscious and kind of get out of these loops that I've been stuck in, that people get stuck in, to know that we can actually change our lives and we are in charge of that. So I was invited to this event, and while I said yes, I was nervous about it because I haven't talked to a specific group of people in person about my manifestation journey, and I want to, and that's why I said yes. But these limiting beliefs pop up like imposter syndrome. Who are you to do this? What if a bunch of people go to the event and they're like, what? I didn't know about your YouTube, like stuff like that. So I was really pumping myself up all day, the day of the event, and trying to prepare myself for what I was going to say, sharing my story, all of that stuff. And it was so kind for this woman to invite me. Long story short, I get a call from my husband at, around 2:00 or something, and the event's at 6:00. I hear an ambulance in the background and he sounds out of it, and turns out he had passed out after going to the gym, and he was in the ambulance and totally groggy, totally out of it. And I could hear the other person in the ambulance grab the phone and say, your husband's stable. He's headed to the ER at this location. We'll take him there right now. Everything's okay, but just wanted to let you know if you could meet us there. And immediately I thought, what? I'd been focused all day on this event, on getting things right. I've been focused all day on me. And it was really like a huge slap in the face reminder, like, wow, this is what life's about. Man makes plans and God laughs. I had plans that night that obviously I ultimately missed. I went to the ER immediately, was able to drop my son off at a friend's house, which I'm so grateful for. And my daughter was still at her preschool at the time. And so it was okay. My husband was okay. But I was with him the rest of the day. And I messaged the woman, told her I'm so sorry, this is what's going on. And she actually told me, it seemed like there were a million other freak incidents happening that same day. But she said, we'll do it another time. But it's just a reminder that you may think you have things figured out. You may think that you've lined up all your ducks in a row. Everything is going to happen the way you think it's supposed to happen. And you deserve it to happen that way. And God is really on your side, which God is on your side. But sometimes you need a little kick in the butt to remind you of what's important and what truly matters in life. For me, that was that day. And I'm grateful that I had that reminder, because who really cares? What's meant for us will come to us, whether we wanted to or not. And God is in charge. You might be pushing for a certain outcome, but you have no idea the plans God has for you that are even greater than that outcome. The possibilities are so much greater than our minds can comprehend. While you might think that something is a detour, that detour is actually a redirection to what is right for you. What you seek is always seeking you. What you long for is always longing for you. And we need to get out of our own way sometimes. Know what's important. Be true to ourselves and don't force outcomes. Trust in God. My dad has also always shared this quote with me that I think you guys would like. Place your burdens at the feet of the Lord of the universe who accomplishes everything. Remain all the while steadfast in the heart, in the Transcendental Absolute. God knows your past, present, and future, and he will determine it for you and accomplish the work. What is to be done will be done at the proper time. Abide in your heart always and surrender your acts to the divine. And that's a Sri Ramana Maharshi quote. I'll put it below here for you guys. But please comment below or share a situation that resonates with you, where you've been totally slapped in the face with a different outcome than you had intended. How did God laugh at your plans? Let me know. Love you guys.